You know, the story about my mom and Park Hill is really pretty unique and actually does describe Park Hill in so many different ways. So when I was named superintendent, we were talking about that, and she says, now tell me again, now it's Parkville, right? And I said, well, Parkville is part of it. It's one of our municipalities, but there's 9, but it's a rather large district. And so she just kept asking me about different questions about, so what are some of the cities and the towns that are involved in that? And so as we kept talking, and I think about it more and more after that, I kept thinking, you know what, if you go onto Google Earth and you type in Park Hill, you don't find Park Hill.
You think in the last 60 years, this thing has developed such an identity as a community. You think more, where do you live? Well, I live in Park Hill. Well, it doesn't exist, but everybody knows where it is.
The Park Hill School District provides each and every community within its district a wonderful opportunity, not only to educate all children, but to enhance the vision and the goals of economic development projects that we have within our community.
I've had the privilege to live in 3 different municipalities that make up Park Hill. I lived at Lake Wacomas when I was just a real young fella, and lived in Kansas City, and now I live in Parkville, and all 3 are part of the giant amalgamation of people in Southern Platte County that make up the Park Hill School District. And we are the community.
Community has a sense of being. It means I have friends and people that help me and I can help them. We're all looking out for one another and pulling for the success of everybody.
I think the district does a great job of making sure that everybody understands we are Park Hill and we're a community and we focus on what's important, and we're responsible for the education of all the children in this area. And that's nothing to be taken lightly.
There's a good long track record here of doing things well, doing them the right way, producing really good students who are conscientious and good citizens, that our community trusts that what our schools are doing are good. And so, and then, there's synergy there, because then the community buys in and then supports.
Part of the beauty of Park Hill is that we're in a community where folks want to stay around. They had a great experience. They want their kids to have that same experience. And with that, you get this sense of family. You go to a shop, you recognize people. You're out at a restaurant, you recognize people. And when you get to know folks, you then start understanding what needs they may have too. And the beauty of the Park Hill community is that we all come together to address those needs.
When you are as involved as we are with a particular school district, and I mean every single school, all the elementary schools, the junior highs, the both high schools, you build relationships with people that you can't just go manufacture that somewhere else.
I feel as a community, everyone has the same interest or goal in mind, and I feel everyone looks out for the best well-being of our students.
People here in our community know what's right, so they do what's right. And I don't think you can say that for other places.
That's one thing I've always been impressed by here, is the willingness of the people in our community to help make sure that all of our students have the ability to achieve.
At Hillcrest, Platte County, we could not do what we do without the help that we get from the Park Hill students. They come in for work days, they have community service hours. They also are a partner in families of need.
Park Hill supports so many of the local businesses, using their services as vendors or florists or whatever, being able to do that, and then sending out these kids that are ready to be functioning, efficient adults in a workforce.
We've been in this business since 1967, so 51 years. There are literally thousands and thousands of Park Hill students who have worked here, who eat here. That's kind of what Pizza Shop is to Park Hill, and I think that's what Park Hill is to me personally and my family. So, what it boils down to is probably if you had to boil it down to one word, it's about family.
Overall, the school district has been absolutely fantastic for our kids, both for their individual growth, their educational growth, their ability to mature as individuals and kind of even develop the dreams of what they wanted to accomplish. I think we're catalyzed with what happened here. But as a whole, the districts, where else do you have a district that has a name that creates such a positive kind of vibe?
What really makes Park Hill is our community. It's the connections we have with one another. It's our families, it's our students, and it's just that belief that this group together really makes up this wonderful place called the Park Hill School District. And so I am blessed and honored as always to serve as the superintendent of the Park Hill School District. Even though you can't find it on Google Earth or find it on Google Maps, it is the best place on earth.